Good morning and welcome to the presentation. I am Chef Lezo, Program Coordinator and Executive Instructor for Central Texas College. And today I'd like to discuss our program and some of the changes that we're going to have this semester. So welcome. I did. Okay. One of the questions that I've had talking to students is they kind of like want to know, why do hospitality programs? And one of the first things I want to talk about is our instructors. Our instructors really care about our students. They don't have a problem spending that extra time with the students if they're having a problem with getting a specific skill set down. The way that we kind of like measure our success is the success of our students. And as we go through this presentation, you're going to realize that we are very student driven, and we're going to do whatever we can to help our students become successful. We also have some amazing facilities, and I have some pictures to show them to you. And they really help our students have the ability to learn and have a really good environment. They have the space to be able to spread out a little bit more than most places. And each area has a different way of learning. All of our culinary classes, including this semester, will be done hands-on. And having that hands-on experience in culinary arts, I think, is very important. Besides our lab classes, we also have regular classes where it's very good for us to be able to come together as a group and learn as a group, or to learn individually. Our field, because of COVID, has learned to be very innovative, and it continues to change, and it's starting to expand. And as time goes on, I truly believe that our students are going to be in the forefront of this change, so that they can become successful. So these are two of our labs. We have one that's called the Savory Lab, one that is called the Sweet Lab. This gives our students the opportunity to be able to learn individually, learn how to convert recipes, learning how mixing methods, learning cooking methods. So you learn that on an individual basis, and then when you get ready to go into the upper level classes, you start to learn how to do that as a group. So those are our two labs that are available. If you look at the screen, you'll see some little TVs over here. That allows the instructor to actually be able to do demos, and we don't have to like come up in a cluster. You can just sit at your station or stand at your station and watch the demonstration as it goes on. We do have a functional kitchen that is available. And what we use this area for is so that our students learn how to work inside of an actual kitchen. Our very first picture up here, that is our basic line, to where students will get orders from customers. It comes up in a little ticket system. And it allows our students to get real hands-on experience of what it is like to work in a kitchen. This semester is going to be a little bit different because of COVID, and students will get orders from customers. It comes up in a little ticket system, and it allows our the ticket system allows our students to be able to get a real experience to when they're in a kitchen, that is exactly how they're going to be getting their orders. Besides that, one of the most important things that they're going to be doing in this is that they're going to be creating menus. They're going to be learning how to cost items. They're going to learn how to price their items. So they're actually learning how to run a facility. And the manager is on a rotational basis. So each student will have that opportunity to be able to manage a specific theme of the restaurant. And besides just learning the back of the house, they're also going to learn the front of the house, learning how tables are supposed to be set, learning how you're supposed to serve our guests. So all of that, I think, is very important, and it gives a realness to our program. So if you're one of those people that are willing to work hard, and willing to develop soft skills. And what I mean by soft skills is coming to work on time, being on uniform, being a leader. Those are the type of skills that our companies that are hiring our students, that's what they're looking for. If you're willing to learn new skills, that is also very important. A lot of times when students leave culinary schools, they think that they know it all. But when you go to that job, it's important that you open up your eyes and your ears to doing things differently. Or if you just want to take a class and for your personal use or self-development, that is also another reason why we have students coming to our classes. We have some students that need electives, and they take a couple of our classes to fill those electives, and then they come to find out that, oh my gosh, this is something that I can really do and I enjoy. So if you're kind of innovative and you can think outside the box, that's another reason why you'd want to take classes here at CTC. We also offer ServSafe certification training and the certification that is available. Any restaurant that is opened up to the public, they must have at least one person that is ServSafe certified. So that is why we take a whole class and we spend that time for students to be able to get that certification before they go out in the field. We do have a lot of different deliveries out there. We do have our face-to-face. Those are the ones that are most common. And we're going to talk about what kind of changes we're going to do to our face-to-face so that we have a safe environment. We also have online learning. We are getting to the point where we are starting to implement using virtual learning with our online, so that if a student wants to do a conference face-to-face, or if they have a question, they can set up a time and they can actually see the instructor, almost like we would do like FaceTime or something like that. We also offer dual credit classes. Those dual credit classes are for high school students, and it gives them an opportunity in a 2-year program to be able to earn a restaurant skills certificate and their ServSafe certification, so that when they do go to apply for jobs, that they do have some type of experience. We also have early college. Some of the early college students can actually be embedded into our classes. May it be online or face-to-face, it just depends on how their schedule is working. So there are also high school students that take classes here at CTC. This is a list of our face-to-face classes that we're going to be offering. If you see the little stars on the side, that means that you need to have an elective. So if you are a new student, you'd be interested in taking basic food prep, fundamentals of baking, or cake deco 1. So those are the ones that are for our new students, and our older students that are coming back for second and third semesters. Those are the ones that would be taking American, Regional, and International. So as you can tell, if you're starting off, you'll be in one of the first 2 labs that I showed you. And if not, you'll be in the back of the kitchen and working on real skills of working in a restaurant. We offer online courses. These are the courses that we are offering this semester. Every single one of our courses, they are offered at least once a year. Your very first day of class, the instructor will go over what courses are offered what semester, so that way you can come up with a plan to take the courses, so you're not waiting an extra semester or anything like that for a class to be populated. We do have HAMG 2388 that does have a star next to it, and that means that that's one of your very last classes, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, but consent is required to be able to take that course. This is a kind of like a copy or a spreadsheet of all our certificates and degrees. The reason why I wanted to show this is that I wanted to show you that there's a pathway that you can take to actually get your degree. So if you are if you are going to go for a degree, once you complete one of the boxes, you are ready to get a certificate. So just because you're signed up for a degree still means that you're allowed to get the certificates that are underneath it. Once you complete what is underneath here, you can go up to the next certificate and take those 2 or 3 classes. We try very hard to make sure that our students know that just because, well, as soon as you get all those classes in your registered form, that's when you want to put in for your certificate. You don't want to wait until you have your degree done to go ahead and apply for those certificates. So this is like a really good format that they can use to highlight as they complete. That way they know that they're ready to apply for that certificate or degree. If you notice, some of them have like little ors on them. So that means that you do not have to take both of those classes. You just have to take either one. So depending on how you want, if you want more cooking experience, you can take the nutrition for food service, or I'm sorry, you can take principles of healthy cooking, or if you want to do more of an online, you can do the nutrition. A lot of times we have students that actually come to class and they do have work experience, they have military experience. You can get college credit for those classes. We've got 3 instructors that can sit down with you and show you exactly what you need to be able to get evaluated credit. So if you've got work experience, have worked in the military, or you have certain certifications, you can get work experience for that. We are also working with corporations right now to set up pathways to where we actually take the training that they use, give our students evaluated credit for that training, and then that way they don't need to take as many classes. So it depends on what corporation we're working with, but we can definitely help you to be able to get evaluated credit for some of your courses. Once you get done with going to school, we have one more class that we want you to take, or you need to take, and that is the internship. And our internship program has changed it is very, very different. Chef Lapita is kind of like taking the lead on this. And what she's done is she's gone out to the community, and this semester she's like gotten 5 positions for our students that are taking their internship. She even had a student that completed his degree and was looking for a job in Texas City. He said he was moving there. Before he even got there, she had him set up with an interview, and he received the job just shortly after he arrived there. So those are the kinds of things that our instructors do to help our students become successful. If you're just starting out, we're going to make sure that you're qualified for those positions that are available. That way we know that we are building a good working relationship with a lot of the companies that are out there. And we just want to send are qualified students out there. So don't be discouraged if at first you want to work and we want to tell you, hold off, get a couple semesters under your belt or anything like that. But we just want to make sure that you are qualified so that you become successful. I know that a lot of people out there are worried about our face-to-face classes, and we are going to implement a few things. We've done this all summer, and we have been very successful. One of the very first things is before you come into this building, you are going to be required to wear a mask. That is for your safety and everybody else's safety. And before classes start, we're going to go ahead and sanitize each one of the stations or each one of the desks. And then before you enter into the class, we're going to go ahead and we're going to check temperatures. If for some reason you are not feeling well, we're going to go ahead and make sure that you're well aware of it, and you can come back the next day if you are feeling better. Under no circumstances do you want to come to class if you're not feeling well. All of our students, rather all of our instructors, are willing to help you do any type of makeup if you need to go into quarantine or anything like that. We're here to help you. First day of class, you're going to have to sign a wellness waiver. And that wellness waiver is going to give you instructions on what you need to do if you are not feeling well. Also, what criteria falls under if you need to self-quarantine. This semester, we had 2 students that did not have direct contact, but they had a family member that had direct contact with somebody that had COVID. So what we did is we set it up so that they took their 14 days, gave them time to get tested, and once their test came back that they did not have COVID, they were allowed to come back to class, and then they did makeup for it. So our instructors are there to make it happen. Once you go into the lab, the very first thing you're going to do is to go ahead and wash your hands. Even though we have sanitizing solution into our regular classrooms, when we go to the lab, hand washing is vitally important. We're also going to go ahead and socially distance whenever possible. And we are going to set up a tasting station. At that station, you will be 6 feet away from anybody that is working. You'll be able to take your mask off. You'll be able to taste your food. And anything that you're tasting with is going to be disposable. So we'll have a trash can there for you to be able to dispose of anything that you're using. And then you'll go back, put your mask on, and then go ahead and wash your hands and resanitize. After class, one of our students, their job will be to actually resanitize the whole lab for the next class that is going to be coming in. I wanted to show you some of the things that our first students have actually done. As they were going through class, they definitely learned that people eat with their eyes before they taste anything. So this gave them really good experience on how to actually be able to do plate presentations. Everything that you see was made from scratch, including the ice cream. So sometimes when we made some of the items, we kept them and we froze them, and then we actually used them later on for presentations, besides just tasting. So those are some of the things that they did. I think they did a really good job. We also have walls of our student success. I think it's very important that we showcase our students and what they've accomplished. Our Sweet Success Wall, that is a competition that we do, that is a state competition. Chef Lupita has been very successful in taking our students there, them competing, and them winning at least a bronze medal. We have done this for 4 years. And the last 3 years, each one of our students, and they were different students, received the Best in Show award, and that was for culinary schools. So if you take her classes, pay attention, and don't be discouraged when she turns around and tells you, take it off your cake, redo it again. Continue to practice those skills. But very, very successful for our students. I think 1 year we were like the only school that actually placed and took home medals. So it's a very, very good program and a very good chance to show what you have learned. We also have introduced a cut above wall, and that is our students that have graduated, and they have secured positions of management, or they are actually leads. We even have one of the students that has been very successful and has been working with Marriott. And when we have students that are interested in working in Marriott, he works very hard to make sure that there's positions available in the area that they want to work, so that they can land jobs. It's getting to the point where if you're a culinary student from CTC, people know about you before you even go to that first interview, and they know the training that you had. So it helps a whole lot when you're trying to get a position. If you need need to contact anybody, this is our phone numbers. Deborah Knutson, she is our office assistant. She is the one that kind of like has a lot of the information that you might need about the program. Of course, I'm your program coordinator. Chef Lapita, her specialty is in cake. She does all of our upper level classes, American, regional, international, intermediate cooking, besides just doing the baking. So she kind of like does both of them. Chef Pascar, he's getting to the point where he's doing more of the online classes and the lower level. So depending on if you want to go sweet or savory, at first you'll probably see Chef Pascar if you're doing savory, and then myself for sweet. And as you start to grow in the program, you'll be meeting Chef Lapita. Does anybody have any questions on the PowerPoint? Okay, there's one more thing that I wanted to do and that is to show you how to go to our CTC website and get information on our program. A lot of times when you're doing a presentation, things are going a little bit fast. So this will help you to be able to navigate the internet.
While Chef Lizzo is doing that, if you could please type any questions that you might have. It could be about anything with the program, anything that she's mentioned, or any questions that you might have about anything else that maybe has been popping into your head and you just want clarification. So please take a moment and type in all your questions while she's presenting. Thank you.
All right. So to get to the CTC website, in your browser, you want to go ahead and type in ctc.edu. Usually when I do it, I do www. I think that's just from being old school. But if you put in ctcd.edu, it will come to this screen. The next thing you want to do is to hover over student and go to instructional departments. This will give you all of the departments that CTC has. So you want to scroll on down to hospitality management. And after you do that, you'll see a list of different things that you can click on to find out about our program. One of the ones that is pretty popular is our class scheduling or our course scheduling. Let's go to classes. Okay, it'll break it down into what semester that you want to do, and you can just click on the fall semester because that's what we're coming up to. And this will actually give you the catalog, and you'll go ahead and scroll on down. Programs are in alphabetical order, so as you scroll down, you'll be able to get some information on how to register for class.
Yeah, the enrollment guide doesn't contain the list of classes this time.
Yes. So they changed it up on me a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so this will go ahead and get you into the information that you are looking for. Are there any questions out there?
Hey, Chef, can you go back to the programs of study and click on that and show them where the different hospitality and culinary classes are? Just click under your you're still under your hospitality program there, and there you go. And then the programs of study should be able to break it down a little bit for them by scrolling down. It shows all the degree plans and everything that you talked about in your PowerPoint, plus all the different. They click on one of those, it'll show the classes necessary to achieve that.
And there you go. So that is another thing that you could actually print out and highlight to kind of like get you into the mode that, oh, I've only got 3 or 4 more classes to go and I'm completed, or whatever the case may be. So it's a good tool to have. Okay, do we have any questions?
Let's see. Since this is my first class, I just wanted to know, how is the online class going to work?
Okay, our online classes, those will start and end on time. And we are also implementing being able to do virtual learning. There might be times that the instructor is going to set up so that you can kind of like get together and learn specific skills that are in that course. So our instructors also are constantly checking to see. So they have Collaborate, which is available. They also have communication software. So if you want to text or anything like that, you can do that. I always give my students my cell number. So if it's in the middle of the night and they want to text me something, I can go ahead and give them a quick response or respond first thing in the morning. So it just kind of like depends on the instructor itself. But most of them are self-paced. But there is a list of what you should actually have completed by date. That way you don't have to worry about falling behind.
Okay. Do you have any SVL classes?
Currently, we do not. I thought it was really important for us to be able to get our technology knowledge up to base, and that way things are working well. So we wanted to make sure that we were definitely ready when we went to virtual based.
Let's see, any other questions?
And if anybody would be interested in coming in and getting a tour of our area that we have, you can always contact Mariceli, and we can set something up for you to be able to come in and see what we have to offer.
Any other questions? Anybody, any burning questions? Because right now, the other thing that I was going to ask is overall about if you wanted to get to that point where you feel that you're going to be able to get a job, about how long would you say most students take when they're going through the classes?
I would suggest that a student get at least 2 semesters in. Sanitation and safety, vitally important. And then learning the basic mixing and cooking methods is also vitally important. So I would say at least a couple semesters
Okay.
if you want to do the work and go to school. Also, our internships, we make sure that whoever is offering the internships to our students, that they are paid internships. We do have one or two that the students, if they really, really want this specific chef and he's not offering pay, that is their option. But we try very hard for our students to be able to get paid during their internships. And
Can you also
job.
maybe talk a little bit about how you guys have internal competitions between the students, kind of as midterms and finals? Because I know that's a popular,
Yes.
it's something that's really popular within the students and even in CTC.
Yes. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this semester, but once this COVID is over with, we do have like chomp competitions and Iron Chef competitions. And basically what it is that we have professionals um, come and evaluate our students during the competitions. That way, if they see somebody that they like and what they're doing, it kind of like opens doors. And then it also allows our students to be able to compete. And usually they can win possible scholarship money, or they can win awards for those competitions. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people come by and watch. Um, Bruce has been totally amazing in making sure that we've got TV coverage or we've got uh, newspaper coverage or anything like that. So we really appreciate him for that.
I have a question. Where do we get the chef uniform?
Chef uniforms can be purchased at the bookstore. You must order them online and they get shipped to your home.
That's a really good question. And what are some of the basic materials that every student should be prepared to have?
Depending on if you're going sweet or savory. More of the savory, we require you to have a thermometer and a knife set. Knife sets are available at the bookstore, or we've had some students that have actually went online and purchased their own knife sets, or they already had knife sets. And then as you get into garmager, we do have garmager kits, but if you're going to work in this field, it's very important that you have your own tools when you get there. So we encourage students to be able to get those extra tools. For the baking side, you won't need to get anything except for a STEM thermometer and a calculator in the very beginning. But as time goes on and you start doing those cake decorating classes, you're going to have to purchase tips and bags and colors and things that you're gonna use for your field.
Okay. Can you, how about shoes? Do you need any special shoes?
Yes, you'll be required to have safety shoes. Very good question. And those you can get at Walmart. You can get them at Payless. You can get them at Skechers. JCPenney's also has them. But our floors, once they become wet, they become very slick, and it's vitally important that you wear safety shoes inside the labs.
Can you kind of explain what the uniform usually consists of so that everybody's sure to have what they're supposed to have at the beginning?
Sure. Let me go ahead and grab a hat real quick. Okay, so you have a CTC logo hat, a chef jacket, and our chef jackets, they're all white, and they do have the CTC logo on them.
Can you maybe stop sharing, Chef, so that we can see everything a little bit more clearly, please?
Sure. Does that work better?
No, but I will take care of it for you.
Oh.
Yeah, just click the stop sharing screen. There we go.
All right, there we go. All right. So this is the hat that you need to get. At the bookstore, they have a few different colors, but you want to make sure that you get the blue one because that is for hospitality programs. Your chef jacket is an example of this right here. It has the CTC logo. If you want, you can put your name on it, but I would leave a little bit of space because when you get ready to graduate, you'll have a little bit of room to go ahead and put chef next to it. So that's your jacket. And then each student is also required to have a pair of checkered pants. The reason why we do the checkered pants is that way if you get any stains or anything like that, it'll stop the stains from showing. So you'll be wearing the checkered pants. And then safety shoes.
Awesome. I think that's all the questions I have. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and type them in. Otherwise, we're pretty much set to go. Thank you very much, Chef Lezo, for joining us today and giving out this great information. I really hope that everybody was able to use the information and have all their questions answered. And everybody's either ready to start the semester or at least know how to get the answers so that we can get you started. And so thank you very much for participating. I hope everybody found it informational, and hopefully it will be a great experience for you. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the medical lab technology and histology program. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please join us if you are able to. We would really appreciate it. And we hope that everybody has a great day. Thank you for joining us.